All right. So today I have Marcel, a member of the Done For You Half a Mil Systems Implementation Program. And yeah, Marcel has been part of our community for a few months now. And, he's been silent, head down, putting in the work consistently. And I felt like, inviting him to have a call. I don't want to treat this more like an interview. I'd like to actually have a discussion and talk about everything that you've had to go through to just be where you're at, and what you plan on accomplishing, really. So yeah, Marcel, you want to talk a little bit about yourself?
Sure, my man. First things first, thank you for inviting me on this because yeah, I'm thrilled to share what I learned along the way and basically what kind of help your program was during my journey. So basically, I started like my entrepreneurship journey, let's say, maybe 7 years ago. I tried different stuff. I was part of the multi-level marketing company for 5 years without seeing like some
Wow.
big success. And then I came along Iman Gaji's course. I still basically, before that, I did like drop shipping for maybe a few months. It wasn't really working out. And then I came across Iman's Gaji course. I started running my agency. I only started running or searching for clients in Slovakia, where I'm from. I quickly learned it's a really small market to be in. So I needed to work on my English a little bit and transition to international market, and I was doing all right. But then I basically got stuck last year in October when I was not able to book a meeting for, I think it was 2 months in a row. And I knew that I needed to change something. And that's basically when you came along, and
Yeah.
it was a blessing because, yeah, since then it was a lot of hard work. Like really, as you said, like head down, it needs to be done. But when it's
Yeah.
done and when I know that I'm working on something worthwhile, it really starts happening. But it takes those few months. But I'm
Yeah.
far I'm more far than I thought that I would be in the beginning, to be honest.
Nice, nice. So yeah, let's go back. How did you first learn about me and our offer? Did I reach out to you? Was it through outreach, or did you check out maybe a piece of content?
Yeah. So I basically received a friend request on Facebook and a message from you, and I was like, yeah, another coach trying to sell me something, right?
Yeah.
And then you went and you went basically a little bit off of the scripts that most people use, and you were basically offering me a solution right away, like why don't I use paid audience, and why don't I apply this and this? And I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't really know what you're talking about. So you sent me a video, and that was like 30-40 minute video on how to leverage paid audiences, which was, to be honest, still not as thrilling for me, but I was already knowing like you're providing really great value.
Mhm.
And then I know that I went through a couple more videos and somehow scheduled a call with Hassan. I remember jumping on a call and expecting you, and there was another guy, and I was like, you don't know what's happening. But still, he was really captivating. And when he showed me like exactly what I needed to have solved, because my only or not my only issue wasn't really just the messaging, but I needed to redid my offer and basically everything from scratch. And
Mhm.
he showed me the Lucy chart and explained every single step what we be doing along the way. I knew that this is it. It was just the matter of how to put the money together, because we were living from month to month at the time.
Mm. Yeah.
So basically, I just sit down with my fiance. We counted our our dollars, and we made a decision that we will either go and maybe make it for another 2 or 3 months, but eventually we will run out of the money and we will need to go back to work, or we will
Mhm.
invest and basically put everything into it, go all in, and make sure that we make it happen. And that's what we did, and the rest is history.
Yeah. And I would have wanted to go back on other stuff that you just mentioned, but I think that what you just covered of you just, explaining that, when you signed up for the program, you weren't necessarily in a position where you just had a bunch of money laying around, right?
Yeah.
But, you still made the decision to, like, actually, like, whenever someone just like to me personally, this is the moment that gets me excited. Because I know that for every fucking entrepreneur, there is a moment where you're not where you want to be.
Mhm.
But in order to be where you want to be, you actually have to go backwards. And you
Yeah.
actually have to make decisions as if you're already where you want to be, you know? So, for anyone who's where you were at, or at least let me ask this question. Um, when you look back at that decision, do you ever think of, hey, what if you never made the decision
Oh
to sign
man.
up?
It's more of a nightmare really, because if I imagine like if I didn't, where would we be? Like I know that many people do not know this, but I have like a wedding in less than 3 months right now, and to be in a position that we wouldn't make the decision and we would maybe have some of the results, but comparing it with the knowledge that I get joining the program, like I can't really imagine what would be the scenario there, and I think it
Yeah,
would be a literal nightmare.
right. Yeah. And it's like you gotta, I feel like even for me, like even personally, like maybe I'm at a point where, yeah, it's good revenue, we're making good money, but it's like even for me to get to ascend to the next level, I have to give up something,
Exactly.
right? There is no new level that you get to ascend to without giving up something. And I promise you, whether you're making 100 grand a month, 1 million a month, to get to that next level, you need to take a leap of faith. And it's always scary, right? We're never
Yeah.
comfortable to do new things. And yeah, man, I mean, I think that the fact that you made that decision makes it so that you deserve the success that you're seeing today. So
100%. Like I know that, or the one thing that I was thinking about going into this interview that I wanted to share as well is that I know that I have this limited mindset that we mentioned a few times, basically thinking about not how I can make more money, but more importantly, how I can save money. And this is that limited mindset that basically stops me investing even time and money into some opportunities. And this is where I always, every single day, ask myself and try to ask myself first, if I have a little bit more important decision to make, who should I ask to help me make or give me that approval? Or and that's why basically I'm always sending every single day report to Haisam and basically staying accountable, because I want to earn his trust, and I want him to be able to guide me through some decisions that I'm not able to make myself yet, or I'm not sure that I'm making the right decision.
yeah,
I know that to every point in the life where I want to get, I need to find someone that's already there, and I basically need him to guide me to get there. And
yeah,
maybe at some point I will need to join another program or your next level
yeah,
program to get there. But I know that this one, and I think, subconsciously looking for something that you were offering at the time. So I knew that once it was shown to me what everything the program contains, I knew that this is the right step that will get me to the next level, and then
yeah,
we will move from there. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, 100%. Most people don't really understand that the decisions that they've been making all their life is what got them there. And until they actually start letting someone else make the decisions for them, they're going to keep getting the same outcomes, you know?
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, this is something that I use every day. It's like, like personally, I want to take client acquisition.io to 8 figures. And, right now I could be chilling. I could be keeping the team lean and, take 70% profit margins, but I don't.
Yeah.
Not because I don't want to, but because the 8 level Serge, the 8 figure Serge, is not taking 70 fucking percent profit margins. It's stupid, right? So I onboard people, give them a piece of the profit. Onboard people, give them to turn them into leaders, give them profit share, and because the next level where I need to get to requires me to do that, right? I'm not necessarily in a program where I have to like get someone else support, but like I still use, because there are so many people who've been there before us, right? So
Yeah.
it's not like you don't necessarily need to be in a program, but if you need more accountability, if you need to make it even more easier, and faster, a program is always better. But for me personally, I just look at, okay, this is the infrastructure. Okay, let me bring it today, even before I get to the level that actually requires me to have that infrastructure, right?
Right.
So yeah, man, I mean, people who are watching this interview will probably relate to it, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that it's more of a question about the mentor on your way, because the program is just a vehicle how you're basically getting the information to the people. But what struck me the most, and I think why I made this decision to join, was the idea that I basically pay once and I have lifetime mentors in different areas that are better in every way than I am at the moment. And to be honest, almost everyone is younger than me as well, right?
Yeah.
So I know that these people can teach me something, and it was like literally no-brainer for that amount of money to get this kind of access to these people. So that's why I'm always leveraging it and always asking everything, because every time I ask and every time I get a decision that will move, that will basically help me move forward,
Yeah.
I'm basically earning my money back and I'm making it worthwhile.
Yeah.
So this is basically for me the most crucial thing of finding mentor that will get you to that next level. And your program basically does it nicely. That it not only gives you that information in the form of a video that you can watch anytime, but you can always have someone that will give you specifics on that single step that you need to make to move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Most people, I mean, it's because I think that I always have a hard time describing our program because I don't really know where to start. It's like, even if I wanted to, like, you can't really understand our program until you get inside.
Yeah.
Right. And most people, for most people who, who've maybe not, I mean, I don't think I've ever discussed this, but when you get in our program, although, our business is, it helps with client acquisition, we don't just necessarily focus on client acquisition, because client acquisition is let's say our expertise, but we also have to make sure that you understand, service delivery, media buying, TikTok. We need to make sure that you understand operations and like sales, like all this stuff that could, most people will just tell you, oh, launch these outreach campaigns, hire these VAs or hire these growth specialists. But what happens once you actually gain the attention to be able to book meetings? Booking meetings is not, there, just because you can book meetings doesn't mean you're going to own a 7-figure business. There are more stuff, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so the way that I've been able to solve it was, I try to look around my environment and find people who are better in areas that I'm not, right? I'm not a TikTok expert, but we have, a lot of TikTok experts in the community, right? I'm not good at service delivery, media buying stuff. So I'll get someone who's good at media buying to support our customers. And yeah, I mean, for you, I think you've definitely been using our service. Like, you've definitely been using it. And I think that that's why you're probably even winning, because most people, and, this is not necessarily to call out everyone, but a lot of people get in these programs and they don't actually use what they paid for.
Yeah.
Right. Which is actually why I want to increase the price to 15 grand. Because I'm like, bro, if you pay 15 grand and you're still not using it, then it's going to go to 30K. Like, I don't care. Right. Because I don't really understand. It's like, you have everything that you need to succeed. We give you an offer. We give you the team to do acquisition. You have people helping you with fulfillment. You have people helping you with backend. Like, we help you with setting up systems for operation, and you don't use it. Like, I don't really understand, So
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is another thing that I really loved about it, because I've joined for basically redoing my offer and doing my outreach in the right way. But I really love that I do not have to buy another program or find another mentor for service delivery or anything else. I'm basically, if whenever like a situation appears that I need to solve something outside of outbound prospecting or outreach altogether, I know that in the program there's someone that already have it figured, and I do not have to go far. And usually what happens is like a brain connections of somehow that someone is dealing with the same problem at the same time as me, and I just basically say like, yeah, there's a solution for my problem, and that's it. So this is another like great thing that I'm really happy that it's in the program as well, that it's not only about the unbound, but basically it's the whole package for literally for anyone that's starting the agency to the point where they're making 200K and then want to maybe start another business that's not related with outbound whatsoever.
100%. Yeah, exactly. It's more like, and that's really, and that's why for me, I've wanted to create like a program where, you know, we have just higher level people, because even if I can't solve your issue, out of the hundreds of customers and, you know, in the program, like there is someone who has the solution to your problem. So probably that has even more value than even the stuff that we get to provide, because it's like you get to buy to access what this person who's maybe ahead of you is doing, and you just copy what they're doing and you get to that next level, right?
Exactly.
This is pretty
and
beautiful.
this should be like another highlighted point when you're selling this program, because I think it's really undervalued, and exactly, you might not even be aware of that. But again, like it's so strong as a selling point, because everyone will essentially join because they have the outbound problem. But when they fix it and when they have leads coming in, they will have multiple more problems scaling the agency. So they know at some point that they will need to invest into something else. And if it's all in one place.
Yeah, so why not? Why not? Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Yeah, cool. So let's get into, so when you first started working with us, what was your offer?
So I was just basically doing what everyone else, Facebook ads, and promising some kind of attractive ROAS, I think. I don't even remember the offer because I don't think that I have one.
I know it. Yeah, you just had Facebook ad as a service.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And you, I guess you said that you weren't booking meetings, right?
For 2 months straight, I think I weren't. And even the meetings beforehand, like weren't really, or the clients that I was getting weren't really big ones. I was struggling to book anyone that was making more than 10K, right? So I knew that I needed to change not only the offer, or maybe I thought that the offer might be the issue why not like bigger brands are not interested in my offer, but also then maybe my outreach, because at the time I was doing like cold email, and I think that was it. And I was struggling to basically book these bigger brands. So I knew that I needed to use like some different channels maybe, or some different tactics, or maybe even just some different scripts to get to these bigger brands.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And when did you start seeing better results, better meetings? Was it before you switched to the new offer or after?
I think it was after, because the first thing I was doing is basically redoing my offer. And then I started the Instagram outreach. And I remember I joined end of November 2021. I jumped straight in. I know that even during the Christmas, I was watching the videos and implementing stuff. And I was able to, in January, I was able to book like first client with $2,000 per month retainer, which was like the biggest one for me at the time. Like I'm pitching much more bigger prices right now, but at the time it was like really big. And the biggest one that I had before was like $1,000, I think, a month.
Wow.
So yeah, maybe a month and a half until it all starts happening. And then basically it went just it was growing.
Let's go. Nice. Okay, cool. Now, what offer are you currently running, just to share with people?
Yeah, so I'm riding the TikTok wave. So basically TikTok ads as well as UGCs. And what I'm doing currently is I'm also trying to build operations, or like a smaller agency, leveraging the fact that I'm in EU and I'm living in a country that it's payment wise, the average salary somewhere, or here is maybe around 800 euros or maybe $900. So it's not that much. So I'm leveraging the fact to build a creative studio where I can have like a creative director, some local actors, and basically leverage the fact that not only TikTok ads, but I think you mentioned it on some of your calls as well. UGCs are the most important thing right now, because TikTok ads is just something that anyone, even with a little bit of Facebook media buying experience, can run, but you need 80% of success are the UGCs. So you need the quality UGCs, and to get them, like, you wouldn't believe what kind of money are influencers asking for it. I mean, like, I was searching for influencers that had like 1K followers on Instagram, and they were asking 200 euros for, or $200 for one creative. So
Wow.
it's crazy. And even then, the creative is not really aligned with what you want to be. Yeah, great. So definitely, if you have the option, and even if you're living like in a country that it's not like speaking or English isn't the first language, you can always have actors overseas that would do the voiceovers, and you can have the actors locally that would be basically in those videos, and you can create some good crazies for the client and keep like 70-80% of the margins. So nice. I'm trying to build that at the moment, as well as basically leveraging the white label partners in the program to basically run the backend in the meantime, and yeah, just focusing on building as much outreach as possible. Right now, we're sending I think 200 messages a day, and my goal is to get to like 500 by the end of May, and maybe by the start of the summer, somewhere along 1,000. Including basically Twitter. Twitter is something that I'm focusing on right now, but building growth team for Facebook. And I already have a team of 4 VAs for Instagram. And I found a pretty great guy who has a lot of following. He does like LinkedIn outreach for his clients. And we have a pretty sweet commission deal. And he's basically running all of the LinkedIn for me. And basically all automation, where we're sending more than, I think, 150 requests every single day. So yeah.
Okay. Nice. Beautiful. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're going crazy. Okay. I love it. I love it. Yeah, man. And I love the fact that, you're looking to scale things up, but I feel like some people get, and, which is why, I recently revamped the standards for client acquisition to like no less than 300 outreach per day, because I realized that even I don't know what happened, but it's like, I was asking customers to do like 60 to 100 outreach per day. But when it comes to our own offers, we're doing like 500 outreach a day, right? Yeah. And I was like, well, if most people are not seeing success in our program, or not as many as I'd like to have them see it, because of course, not everyone is going to jump in our program and start making $50,000 a month, right? Yeah. And I realized that the only reason they're not doing it is because they're not doing enough volume, right? And I think you've definitely understood it, because you're not just settling for one channel. You're not just setting IG outreach and then just sitting there and being like, "Hey, Serge, why am I not booking meetings?" Yeah. You're going crazy. So yeah, I appreciate that. And I think once you understand that volume negates luck, nothing can keep you from not succeeding.
I think the reason why most people aren't doing it is, and I basically watched it on myself, that you get to the point where you're not comfortable in doing some things until something clicks and it starts making sense for you. And the biggest mistake, in my opinion, what many people do is they see something new. For example, I know that you did, like, I think it was end of March, you showed me everything that I need to do on Facebook outreach. And I remember me watching the video 1 month later when I start finally applying it. And it was just because of the fact that I was busy, but it was because of the fact that I wasn't ready to start doing it, because I was lazy and I wasn't really thinking that it would work. But what I learned, and what I'm still trying to apply myself, is that whenever someone more successful tell you what to do, how to get to the goal, you start implementing it as soon as possible, even if you do not like it, just to believe them, because it's 90% chance that it will work. And when you realize that, you already have it built and it's already working for you, rather than wasting month, maybe even half a year. Yeah. So this is something, it's really hard to do. And I don't really, I'm seeing why many people are not applying it. But this is, again, what makes a great entrepreneur, that you're not only doing things that you like, because I would not make any content whatsoever because I don't like that. But I know that I need to push myself to do it because it's really important. And To be honest, I'm still not understanding the attention that you're talking about that much, but I
Yeah.
know it's important down the line. So I'm building it. So when I understand it, I have it ready. Right.
Yeah, 100%. And I think this is a great point because it comes back to what we said, which is if the decisions you're making right now have only gotten you to where you're at right now. So,
Exactly.
let me actually try to like synthesize or just break this down. Okay. So at the beginning of this interview, we said that the decision that you make create the reality that you have right now. So to have a new reality, you need to make different decisions, right? So that means that if you pay me to help you scale your business, and then I tell you, hey, implement this, but you're like, oh, I don't think it will work. Well, guess what? You're using the thinking, the decision-making process that has created the current reality that you have. So of course you're gonna think it doesn't fucking work because you don't fucking know what works because you're fucking broke and you're fucking struggling, right? So that's what happens with most people, but most people don't have the ability to get outside of their selves and view themselves as a from the third person and be like, hey, Serge, like I understand that you think that this is not good, but of course it's not good for you because where you're at right now is you haven't tasted the proof of concept. You haven't not made a whole bunch of money from doing it. So of course you're going to judge it, right?
Yeah.
And I swear to God, this is the thing for anyone who's watching this interview. It's like, whenever you were like, oh, this won't work, do it. Because you have more chances of creating a different reality from doing something that you don't think is going to work than to keep doing what's working or what you feel comfortable doing, right? So, and
Exactly.
for me, yeah, I think that I personally think that the success that I've had has all come from doing stuff that I know is not good, but I think it's the right, but I feel like down the line, it's the best thing to do, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just about putting the head down and working on the stuff that is important, not the stuff that you like to be doing, right?
Yeah.
And for me, for example, what helps is I meditate at least once a day, which helps you clear that mind and basically prepare you for even the periods that you're doing that you might not like. But still, like if you eat the frog first and you do the most difficult tasks first thing in the
Yeah.
day, it helps you then, and you can then make all of the different kind of tasks that you have and you like at the end of the day when you're a little bit more tired, but you still have energy because you like it, right? And
Yeah.
if you manage your day in the right way, and also what is one important thing that I learned just recently is you also do not want to overwork yourself, so you also have these kind of uh, sections of work and also the workload that is not too much for you to be able to recover from it until the next day so you can work the same way. Because most of the people, and what I did myself as well, is since I do not like content, let me make 10 pieces of content this one day, and then I may be able to do that, but I'm pretty burned out for the rest of the week, let's say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
instead of that, let's just make 2 pieces of content every single morning and see how my body responds to that, how my mind responds to that, and alter my daily schedule around that. And basically, I've also the last 2 months spent just figuring out my body. I'm, for example, taking a 20-30 minute nap every single afternoon because I'm knowing that it will give me the energy for the rest of the day and I can perform better if I try to work through that period, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all about understanding yourself, understanding your limits, and basically then splitting up the work from the most important to the least important. And it's easy. It's easy in a sense when you get the hang of it, but it takes months and months to figure it out. But again, like this is the price that you pay. And after half a year, when you look back and you see how far we've come and what kind of things you are able to implement and change, it gives you that energy to start changing another thing. And that's how you basically progress to the success and beyond every kind of level that you imagine.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people just think that you're supposed to hustle it out. But the truth is, if you looked at my day today, I think I probably waste like 60% of my day, right? But the 40% where I'm working, I'm actually working on stuff that's actually going to move the thing. And every single morning, I used to meditate. In the last 4 months, I've really probably not meditated more than 5 times. But in this week, I think I've meditated for the last 3, 4 days, because I think it's just good to just take time for myself and just sit there and just, think or not think. I'll try not to think. But every single morning, I literally woke up from bed, took a cold shower, drank water, came on my computer, started working.
Yeah.
Did that for the last, I think I started doing it this year, and it has made so much difference around the workload that I'm able to actually, get done. Right. And yeah, I think doing the hard thing first thing in the morning is the best thing, where you have no distractions, you feel energized, you feel, you're creative as hell. Right. I think
Yeah.
it has been doing wonders for me, to the point that I even cancel meetings when I'm not done doing the thing that I want to do. Right.
Smart.
Because I don't want you to disturb, because it's like, if I can get this one thing done, then I know that the day is worth it. Like, I could even just get that done, the one thing, and then for the rest of the day do nothing, and it's still gonna be work. It's gonna be worth it,
Exactly.
right? But yeah, but one thing you said too is like, you should the work process should be, you should figure out your work in a way that's sustainable, right? So the goal is not like hustle it out for 3 days out of the week, work 12 hours a day and be like, oh yeah, I'll grind so much. Hell no. Like, you're not going to work for a decade doing that.
Yeah.
You're going to get depressed, and then you're going to get burned out, and then you're going to quit business, right? For me, one thing that I've tried doing is that I personally work 6 to 7 days a week, right? But since the work is actually like fun, and I'm not like giving myself like, oh, work from 9 to 5 and then get everything done, then it's good. No,
Yeah.
I literally work off of like inspiration. I work like as if I was an artist. So I'll wake up, feel good, work. If I want to go outside for a walk, I'll go outside for a walk and maybe
Yeah.
go get a coffee or go get a juice or go listen to a podcast. And then I might come back, oh, feel inspired to do something else. Okay, cool. Let me create this
Yeah.
thing. And then I want to have, and then there are some days where you need structures, where you need to have meetings, but like 80% of my week is spent during doing like creative work, where I'm not bound or I'm not limited. I don't put myself in a box, right? If it's
Yeah.
8, 9 p.m. and I want to do something, I'll do the thing, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And you basically figured out what's working for you. And that's why I think that you can give like advice to someone on how they may structure the day, but none of the people can copy you, because it wouldn't work for them. They need to figure it out for
Yeah.
themselves. And for what you said, basically that you wasted 60% of the day, I think, in my opinion, you didn't waste it, because you just worked for, or your work was to relax and to charge up to be able to perform that kind of work in the 40% of the day. So you can imagine it in a way that you wouldn't be able to pull out that kind of workload that you did in the 40% of the day if you didn't chill for the 60% of the day.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
the
true.
output. It's the output of the output of the week. I would say what matters, rather than the output that you give every single day. I'm, for example, going for a new movie to our main city tomorrow for the half of the day, because I know that it will help me generate more energy, and I was really looking forward to it the whole week.
Yeah.
So I was literally more focused to work, because I know that I would have that reward, and that this is
Yeah.
the way how it works for me. And I know that I will be thrilled to work during the weekend as well. But again, for someone, they need to have maybe those 2 days if the agency life isn't something that they really appreciate at the moment. But again, like, they need to figure it out for themselves. So I think that whoever's watching this interview should basically spend at least 1 month figuring out what's working for them, try a different schedule, and see for themselves what's working and what's
Yeah.
not.
100%. It's not like how much you work. It's really how is the output. It doesn't matter if you wake up at midnight and then just work and then just stay in the bed till noon. Who cares,
Yeah.
right? As long as you're able to change the world and help people. Cool. So now let's talk about, so how like, where are you at right now, revenue wise, with your agency?
So we've been able the last 2 months where I think we set the new record, but it's not much. It's 10K right now.
Mhm.
So we've been basically able. Before I joined the program, I was at I think 2 or 3K maximum.
Mhm.
So right now
Yeah,
in the month of April it was 10K, and right now we already have, like, it's 5th of May. We already have 3K collected, and we have most of
nice.
the revenues coming in monthly. So we're looking to make hopefully 20-25K and then 50K the next month. That's the goal with the outreach that we're planning.
Love it, love it. Yeah, and you shouldn't really say that it's not much, because it's a lot of money, man.
It's
10K.
it's much for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, as
100%.
I said, like average salary, we have like, okay, I studied programming, so my average salary was like 1,200 net euros, so maybe
Mhm.
$1,300
Wow.
net. But we had like 30% profit last month, so 3,000 euros like profit. And this was again like me investing into building all of the systems. So I will
Yeah,
have better margin along the way, but again, like reinvesting, saving something for the wedding, but still
yeah,
reinvesting a lot. So I know that we'll get these systems working, and we'll get much more out of it the next month. So I'm
yeah.
I'm thrilled, because like 10K was my goal a year ago, and right now it seems like nothing really.
It's
as,
nothing.
as I
Yeah,
move forward.
100%. Yeah, no, 100%. And yeah, I think with the infrastructure that you're building for acquisition, like 50K is easy, especially with the TikTok offer. And yeah, I think if you just stay consistent, yeah, it's not going to be a big deal. And I think that once you hit that 10K, it goes to 20K, and then it goes to 30K, and then it goes to 50K. It's like, I think that what most people don't understand is that the hardest thing to get is to 10K. But once you've gotten to 10K, then all you need to do is just do 2 times as much.
Exactly. And you
It
have
just
the
becomes
systems
like,
figured out.
yeah, it's just a question of like, just if you want to stick at 10, okay, cool, then just maintain what you're doing. But if you want to get to 20, just double the volume, and then triple it
Yeah.
if you want to get to that's basically what we're doing to even for within our business.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool, awesome.
This is actually when it starts to become really fun, because at this time when I know that I have the service delivery part being built up with my friend, with my co-founder for the new agency, and I have wide label basically partners that are able to deliver the results for us. I have already built all of the systems in between, and I'm just now building everything when it comes to the outbound. I know that it's already starting to take a shape, and I know that it's all about right now driving more and more leads through the funnel to be able to convert them. So it's really starting to become fun, because you're actually seeing that the only thing to increase right now is the numbers. So is the increase the outbound team, increase the growth team, and basically build it. So this is in my opinion, again, sometimes when people are before the point in their agency until hitting those 10K, they struggle with those daily tasks. They're in the trenches, they're doing outreach themselves, building everything. It's hard. But once you get to this point, this is where it starts to become fun. So
Yeah,
again, like everyone that's on the road right now and not hitting 10K just now, this is the part that you should be looking for, because when you get here, it really
yeah,
pays off.
it becomes fun, because now you're actually running a business. It's you can move things around, you can allocate capital, you can
Yeah,
you can actually build, and that's why for me I say, like, it's much harder to make 5 to 10K than it is to make 100K
definitely.
a month,
100%.
because it's just like, hey, it's like, at 100K, or even once you get past 10K, like, you won't really be doing much of anything besides creating content and just managing your team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I love it. Yeah, I'm looking for it. We'll do another interview in July, and then I need 50K a month minimum.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. So um what lessons would you give to, I mean, we've given a lot of people some nuggets in this call, but what would you say has been, if you maybe can take time to think about it, but what advice would you give to yourself last year? Let's say a year you know, if we go back a year, what advice would you give to the Marcel of 2021 or summer of 2021?
Yeah, the biggest one that comes to my mind is definitely invest into people and invest into solutions that will help you receive the outcome that much faster. Because
Mhm.
if you know you eventually want to get like to 100K, why not spend whatever money that you're having to get there twice, 5 times sooner, right?
Mhm.
So it's all about, for me, how fast can I allocate the capital, how fast can I allocate the time to the task that will bring me that much closer to that solution. And basically what I talked about, the figuring out your workload and how you structure your day, it's like a secondary one to be able to get there that much faster. But the first thing is investing into people, investing into programs, investing into mentors, and be able to allocate the capital in a way that it gives you the best boost to get to the point that you want to get. That's like the biggest one that I'm trying to apply every single day.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Because, you know, I think a few months ago, I made a piece of content about, you know, I used this argument to just try to explain to customers in the program as to why, you know, when they're in a sales call and a brand or a customer is afraid to spend, let's say, 5K a month to work with them. It's like,
Yeah,
so, you know, you're afraid to spend 5K a month, but you'd like to get to 6 figures per month, right? And we can get you there. So would you rather, you know, lose the margins between where you're at and 100K per month, or would you rather lose 5K a month to have
yeah,
us help you get there, right?
yeah.
So most people are so stuck in their current situation that they're only seeing the 5K, the 10K that they're losing, but they're not seeing the month that they just wasted not hitting their revenue goal,
Yeah,
which, if you really think about it, I mean, for me, that's why I'm in such a rush to scale, because I'm like, every month we don't hit a quarter of a million or 500K a month, I'm losing 500K a month.
exactly. And this is a lesson from you that I have like on the little note right here to basically remind myself about it as
Yeah,
well, because this is the mindset that I want to basically transition myself into. It's all about how much are you losing, because for you to lose something is much more painful than to earn something and or not to earn something, right? So if you
yeah,
frame it in that way and if you trick your brain into thinking that, it gives you that rush and gives you that energy to build things.
yeah, yeah, it makes sense. It's like it makes sense. It's like, you know, because there is someone out there who's earning what you're earning or what you want to earn, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, stop being so lost into the cost of what something costs. It's like, you know, think about the cost of not actually getting that solution. And the truth is, for me, I actually like to simplify it to the point that I'm like, bro, you're going to die. So
Yeah,
why are you even saving money? You know, it's
yeah,
like, it's like put everything you have in yourself and become so skilled that like you just get to fucking make a crap ton of money, live the life that you want to live. You're about to get married. So it's like, have the fucking best marriage, be happy, right? Take care of the people you love, go on a trip if you love to travel, drive fast cars if you like to drive fast cars like me. And that's what life is about. Like, you know, I know people complicate business, but it's like business is just like get to a point where you can do everything you want to be doing. But the thing
yeah,
is, why wait till you're 60 to drive a Porsche?
exactly.
Why? Why? Like, are like there's no why. You can do it 30 years before, right? Because the system has already been laid out. The internet gives us the ability to, you're from Slovakia. Like, oh, what the fuck? How are we even talking? You know? The
Yeah,
internet
yeah,
has given us the ability to influence and to we have no limits, you know. So anyone who's not really earning and literally have, like, for me, I see life as first goal is remove money out of the equation.
yeah,
Like just cancel out money, make a crap ton of money, and then remove money from the thing that you have to think about, right? Because once you're not worried about money, now you can actually deal with life and actually live. Not saying
yeah,
that it's going to be easy, but there's always some issues, but it's like at least you have a smaller issue. one second.
Exactly.
People are
And that's
calling.
the mindset that you want to get yourself into, because if you remove the money from the equation, you're now making the decisions on what you want to have and basically what you need to do to have that. And if you know, like, okay, to have that, I need to invest into this, I need to hire this person. Now you're not concerned about how much would it cost, but you know it's the only solution to get there the fastest. And exactly, like
Yeah.
the most important thing you need to work on is your mindset and be able to figure out what works for you in terms of daily schedule, as well as what kind of affirmations work for you, or what you need to learn to be able to go there. And then you need to be good at allocating capital to those things, and that's it. Because you already have the systems, everything is on the internet, everything's in your program. You just need to implement it and not let yourself to stand in the way of the work that needs to be done. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, beautiful. Cool. So I have a call shortly, but just wanted to ask you, if you were to give a note on a scale of 1 to 10 for our program, I want to start asking this question to every person. What note would you give us?
At least 100. I can say, like, because yeah, as I mentioned, like it's everything that I was hoping for and much more. So yeah, even having like the opportunity to have you and Haisam and Reg as mentors in different areas is something that added already tens of thousands of K every single month to our revenue, and it will add millions in the future along the way. So it's really you can't put the price tag on it, and I think this is the best thing that the program has to offer alongside everything else. But this is like the highlight for me. So definitely 100 or more.
Beautiful, man. Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for for having made the time to jump on a call with me, and also to be implementing stuff, man. Like, I can't tell you, because I know that the stuff that you're building right now, like, it's going to create a future that like you even yourself cannot fathom right now.
Yeah.
Right. And I can't wait for you to be at a point where you're like, what the fuck,
Exactly.
and yeah, man, I'm excited. And then yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who's watched this video. And yeah, hopefully they found some value in it. And yeah, I'm not sure if you had anything to add before we end it.
No, just thank you as well for giving me the opportunity, because I hope that these kind of things that I've manifested for myself and even figured out will help a lot of people along the way. And yeah, thank you for building such an amazing program. I'm looking forward what you will add in the future and what kind of another programs we will be into together.
Yeah, the future is bright.
Yeah. Looking forward to it, man.
Let's go. Ciao.
Ciao.